Hey, what up, what up, what up, what up? We are here. Whew. All right, here goes. Siddharth, welcome to the stream. How you doing? Hope all is well. Let me clean my glasses real quick. Been sitting in the dust all day. I'm a bit nervous for this stream because I have no idea what to expect from that fucking article. I'm doing all right. Just chilling. Just chilling. Hold up. All right. Let me get some shit done real quick. Man, I've seen like 1 or 2 sentences from the article, and those alone were like batshit crazy. Oh, excuse me. Where's the cat? I think she's downstairs. Yeah, I think she's downstairs. She's gonna come back at some point when she's hear me talking. And if not, so be it. Yeah, how you doing, man? Hey, let me just do this. Let's pull up Discord real quick. Man, I feel kind of bad that I didn't do Tokyo Ghoul yesterday, because I really thought I was getting sick again. Like my bones were like, you know that feeling like we have like when your bones feel cold right before you get a flu. I was feeling that, but like very mild. I was like, ooh, that doesn't feel right. I was really, hey, there she is. I thought I was getting sick, so I was like, you know, I should take it easy. I should take precautions, just go to bed early. Either it worked, or I was just tripping balls. Yo, there she is. There's my little cat. Hey. Really reading Kagurabachi? Really? Oh, did you start? It shouldn't take that long to catch up. We're at 97 chapters right now. Damn. Okay, damn, that came from deep within. Holy shit. What chapter 7? Oh, okay, fair enough. I mean, but you're still reading it for the first time, right? And if you are reading for the first time, are you a Hirohiko hater or a glazer? Or let me ask it in the right way. Are you a Hirohiko hater or are you wrong? I'm loving mainly just one of the best new gen. I mean, I don't know if it's one of the best new gens because I don't really I can't really compare because I don't really watch any of the new gen stuff. I mean, I dropped JJK, so it is infinitely better than JJK in my opinion. I dropped JJK after like what, 70 chapters, I think. It's not that good. I was expecting more. What the fuck? Yo, hold up. Be right back. Okay, that was weird. So just some shit downstairs randomly fell. Yeah, JJK is not that good. Yeah, it is not great. Maybe I'll pick it up at some point. But the hype that I saw around it, I was expecting some insane shit. But it turned out to be Naruto, just not as good. What time is it here? It's almost 7 p.m. Hold up, I'm just sharing a link. Doing that. JJK is overrated. The story is not that good. It's just, I mean, I read the manga, so to me, the manga is like the purest form to read the story. There's only a few cases where the anime is actually like much actually better than the manga. Only like very few cases. I know a lot of people are gonna say Demon Slayer, but I don't think that's the case because the manga on its own was still very enjoyable. But I think the best example, I would say JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, because the anime of JoJo's takes what the manga does and just amplifies it, just adds so like it just takes what the manga is and just amplifies it by like tenfold. Seen the new One Punch Man? No, I have not. I was about to watch the first episode last weekend, but I forgot it came out. But I heard it was not great. I heard it was the same as season 2, which is a disappointment. So let me look up that shit ass article. Peter Thiel One Piece article. Okay, there it is. And One Punch Man in general has not been doing so well in general. In both the anime, which makes sense, and also in the manga, because apparently Murata he's not as confident in his writing. It was not that group, but I like reading manga more than, I mean, season 1 for One Punch Man might be exception, but the manga, there is no competition. Like the manga, especially in the later arcs, the art is just absolutely fucking insane. Some of the no, I would say the best drawings I've ever seen. Oh. Like what is a non-spoiler panel? Like, just look at this shit. Like, this is, oh, you can even see it. Like, this shit is insane. Like, the details in the manga panels is just fucking phenomenal. This right here, just look at this shit. Like, this is just Murata drawing a story, put so much effort into it. And this is, I mean, I don't want to show anything else because that's actually spoiler stuff. But the shit that I'm not spoiling is even better. That I'm not showing is even better than this. Let me pull up the One Piece music, and the stream might lag for a bit. So, this is what we're doing today. So yeah, since One Piece is on break this week, and I was planning to do it last week, but some shit changed last week, so I'm doing it this week instead. So I am going to read arguably the most brain dead takes of One Piece ever written. So there's this article written by psychopath, multi-billionaire Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel, a quite literal vampire to a certain extent, apparently is a One Piece enjoyer. He likes One Piece, and he has written an article about it. So I'm going to read it. I've read 2 or 3 sentences. What did you say? We're gonna be reading it. That's what this stream is for. We're gonna be reading the article written by Peter Thiel. So we are going to read it, and there's some things that to keep in mind. By the guy who has written this, as you can see here, Peter Thiel. Like I said, he is a multi-billionaire. He's a fucking psychopath, and he has a weird how do you say it, obsession with Christianity and the Antichrist. So just keep that in mind. Like the obsession. Like he called fucking Greta Thunberg the Antichrist. Like you gotta have some shit loose in your brains to say something like that. So the first part is about a different story, but I want to get straight to the One Piece part. New Atlantis. Oh, hold up. Apparently there's no music. Oh no, never mind, there is. I'm an idiot. So we shall be reading this weird ass article. I don't know how long it is. The first part is about a different story, which I don't care about. And we are getting straight to One Piece. So essentially, we are getting a One Piece chapter, just not written by Oda, but by I guess, the exact opposite of Oda. Now, where does One Piece part start? Hey, yo. Let's see. Yo, where? How long is this article? What the? I thought this was much shorter. This is not even the One Piece part of it. Okay. So I saw Emu. Okay. Okay, this is where the One Piece, where the part of One Piece starts. And it doesn't seem as long as the previous part of the article. It's so long. Yeah, the first part is about a different story. It's not about One Piece, but the One Piece starts here, like from this 4 years after Watchmen ended. This is where One Piece starts. No, let me take a little sip of water. like I said, I've read 2 or 3 sentences, and you are going to catch yourself getting offended, feeling insulted for characters you would not expect to feel insulted about. Like, that is straight up slander that not even regular One Piece fans have been able to pull off. So let's get into this shit. Let me zoom in, see if it's readable for you guys. Yeah, this should be good. 4 years after Watchmen ended, so did the Cold War. President George H.W. Bush declared the beginning of a new world order, safe from a great power conflict. His successor Bill Clinton is armed to save on a peace dividend and accelerated globalization with trade deals. In this tranquil time, the swashbuckling Eiichiro Oda began writing One Piece. Yeah, okay, that is accurate. Yeah, that is true, because I think, yeah, Clinton was president in the 90s, and that's when One Piece started. When the swashbuckling Eiichiro Oda began writing One Piece, a manga that's 28 years and more 1,100 chapters later has entered its final saga. If you have not heard of One Piece, your children probably have. One Piece has sold more than 570 million copies, not counting the millions of fans who read the series online or watch the even more popular anime adaptation. The r/One Piece subreddit discussion forum has 5.2 million followers, more than any other subreddit for a work of fiction. For comparison, r/Star Wars has 4.6 million followers, and r/Harry Potter has 6.3 million. So yeah, so already, not like just the second paragraph, and he's already bringing Reddit. So just to get an idea of what kind of guy it is. Oda's readers love not only excuse me, damn, I can't read. Oda's readers love not only his action sequences and Tolkien-esque world building, but his historic writing. The exegesis of Oda's allusions? Do I need to? Okay, I gotta bring exegesis. What does that mean? Exegesis. Critical explanation of interpreting a text, especially of a scripture. Okay. The exegesis of Oda's allusions, puns, numerological puzzles, and other mysteries is their shared project. Over hundreds of chapters, Oda's piecemeal revelations cohere into a grand linear history of the Antichrist. And there we are. We're already starting. Okay. Oda's piecemeal revelations cohere into a grand linear history of the Antichrist, superior at any decisive point to Watchmen. Truth hurts, Arthur Witt. What's the problem with Thiel? He's a nice guy. Yeah, a very nice guy. Just a run-of-the-mill, average nice guy. Yeah, I know you're joking. Yeah. I tried to be sarcastic, but I couldn't even pull that off. Oda's piecemeal revelations cohere into a grand linear history of the Antichrist. I wonder if he's going to expand more on this, because I'm really curious, like, where the fuck does the Antichrist bit come in One Piece? The question driving Oda's epic is who rules the world. We follow a crew of young pirates led by Captain Luffy, seeking a hidden treasure called the One Piece. Whoever finds the One Piece will be king of the pirates, though we do not know exactly what that means. In the meantime, a world government has tyrannized the oceans for 800 years, following a mysterious void sentry whose study is forbidden. In chapter 233, Oda introduces the oligarchic gerontocracy atop this government, 5 elders, or Gorosei, who call themselves saints. 675 chapters later, we learn that these gerontocrats worship a secret sovereign named Imu. Okay, let me look up this word. Which sane human being uses words like this? Government-based, rule by old people. Okay. An anti-government rebel named... Okay, so chat is once again doing the thing. Pulling back chats for some reason. Okay, whatever. Okay, so let me try this again. In chapter 233, Oda introduces the oligarchic gerontocracy atop this government, the Five Elders, who call themselves saints. 675 chapters later, we learn that these gerontocrats worship a secret sovereign named Imu, an anti-government rebel named Ivankov deduced from a book called Genesis that Imu is Narona Imu, a founding member of the world government. I mean, Ivankov was speculating, he was theorizing, because Ivankov, of course, was not entirely sure. That Imu is Narona Imu, a founding member of the world government. That Imu is Narona... Oh geez. Imu manages its empire with an amphibious military, a secret police, and special forces, God's Knights, who are bums. Let's not forget this. A special forces being the God's Knights, who are absolute fucking bums. Almost offhandedly, we learn in chapter 1115 that the world government's original name was the Allied Powers. I mean, that's not necessarily true, because that was just... That's not their original name. That's just what they were called before. Because they had like officially became the world government. As the dictator of the world government, Imu resembles the Antichrist. Okay. As the dictator of a world government, Imu resembles the Antichrist, a resemblance that is anything but accidental. The name Nerona reminds us of the Roman Emperor Nero, who died by suicide in AD 68. Per the historian Suetonius, conspiracy theorists whispered that Nero's death had been faked. They published proclamations in his name as if he were still alive, and would shortly return to Rome. Okay, so this the Roman Emperor Nero, I do vaguely recall people referencing that. Like, I don't see how Imu would represent the Antichrist in this case. Tacitus wrote Impostor Neros leading rebellions, and Sibylline oracles wrote of a matricide king who would return to Rome, making himself equal to God. From these rumors emerged the legend of Nero Redivivus, a zombie Nero resurrected by a parody of Christ, in a parody of Christ. This legend may have informed the writing of Revelation. St. John identified 666 as the number of the beast, and Nero's Hebrew name, Neron Caesar, had geometric value of 666. Early Christians adopted the idea this Antichrist is Nero from hidden places at the very end of the world shall return. So yeah, when I said earlier he has a obsession with the Antichrist, Christianity in general, he's doing the typical One Piece theorist thing, where when they find one connection, and they just squeeze out as much of it as they can. So instead of finding multiple connections that strengthens that theory, what he's doing is like he found one connection and he's just milking it all the way out. Just to get... So he's working backwards from a conclusion. So his conclusion is that Emu is the supposed Antichrist. And he's... From that conclusion, he's working, doing everything in his power, like squeezing every last bit of it. To make sure his theory stands strong. Which is pretty much almost every One Piece theorist does that. They find one link, and they just squeeze it to no ends with like random connections that don't really mean much. Okay, by the Middle Ages, most theologians accepted that Nero was dead and acknowledged him as quasi-figura antichristi. For Joachim of Fiore, the beast from the sea is held to be a great king, who is like Nero and almost emperor of the whole world. Holy fuck, I just completely zoned out. I read like 5 sentences and I didn't I didn't register a single word. Let me try again. Okay, so the Antichrist is Nero. From hidden places at the very end of the world shall return. By the Middle Ages, most theologians accepted that Nero was dead and acknowledged him as a quasi-figura antichristi. For Joachim of Fiore, the beast from the sea is held to be a great king, who is like Nero and almost the emperor of the world. The thing is, I don't know anything about this, and so I can't confirm nor deny that if this connection is like actually accurate. But then again, he has a weird obsession with Christianity and Antichrist specifically. As for Emu, spelled backwards, it becomes Umi, Japanese for the sea, as we One Piece fans already know, making Narona Emu Nero the Sea Beast. The sea covers even more of Oda's blue planets than it does our own planet. It is both the path to treasure and the battlefield, on which control over the world is decided. It is especially perilous for those fostering characters who have eaten devil fruits, granting them bizarre powers. Luffy, for example, can stretch his body like rubber, at the price of being unable to swim. Emu wears a hood, so we can only speculate as to its real appearance, but for now Emu is a black spike with eyes, a mouth, and a crown. Literally Daniel's little horn. Let me look that up. Actually, let me not do that, because that sounds vaguely sexual, so I don't want to pull up anything weird. Daniel... Little horn. Daniel's little horn refers to a prophetic symbol of the book of Daniel appearing in chapters 7 and 8 that represents a powerful and arrogant ruler or kingdom. Historically, this is most commonly associated with Antiochus V Epiphanes, a Seleucid king who persecuted the Jews and desecrated the temple. Prophetically, in many interpretations, we see this figure as representing the Antichrist, a future figure of evil who will blaspheme the god and persecute his people before being defeated. Say what now? What does the head... Are there images of him? Oh my god. So he's saying that Emu resembles this. And all I can think of is... God damn it. All I can think of is this. Who are you calling Pinhead? Literally Daniel's little horn with eyes like the eyes of a man and a mouth. But for now, Emu is a black spike with eyes, a mouth, and a crown. Literally Daniel's little horn. With eyes like the eyes of a man and a mouth. Nothing. Like I say as king of Babylon, who exalts his throne above the stars of God, Emu inhabits a holy land, at the world's highest point of elevation. If the readers doubted the world government's holiness, the recent appearance of the Gorosei was damning beyond suspicion. A pentagram heralded his arrival in a flash of lightning, mimicking Satan's descent in Luke 10:18. What? If anything, the reveal of the Gorosei revealed how unholy they are. As in, they're devilish. Narona Emu, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. A mouth? What? In this horn were eyes like eyes of a man. Fair. Okay, his eyes look vaguely human. And a mouth speaking great things. I'm gonna need you to expand more on that. Like, what great things has Emu said? Like, the entire community is pretty much agrees that Emu talks like a child. Like, there is some childlike arrogance to Emu, to the way Emu speaks. Like, Emu's decisions are not based in wisdom or intelligence. It just seems like bratty behavior. And a mouth speaking great things. Okay. If Emu is Antichrist, Luffy is Christ. For hundreds of chapters, Luffy seems nothing more than happy-go-lucky captain of his crew, attracting disciples and dethroning tyrants. The observation that this trademark image, a red-striped straw hat, resembles a bloody crown of thorns might seem like a stretch. But in One Piece Final Saga, Oda's Christian apocalyptic imagery has become undeniable. Around chapter 1000, Luffy and his allies battle their most powerful rivals, a dragon named Kaido and a soul-devouring cannibal with dozens of children named Big Mom. Revelation depicts Christ confronting a dragon, representing Satan and the whore of Babylon, a woman drunken with blood of the saints. Kaido nearly defeats Luffy, but Luffy transforms into the Christ of Revelation. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame. Hold up. Let me Google this. Is that an actual quote? Revelation 1:14 describes a vision of a resurrected Christ with hair white like wool, white as snow, and eyes like a blazing fire. The hair, yes. I would say yes. The eyes? Cannot agree with that. Like, Oda's has never really emphasized on the eyes. And the anime portrays it more as pinkish as opposed to red. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Christ like so this is what got to me. This is what got me to read this shitty ass article. Christ like Luffy. So essentially, we're waiting for the resurrection of Jesus coming back to us in the shape of Gear 5 Luffy. This was a crazy Big Mom, the whore of Babylon, Kaido the dragon. And I like that how I like I like how I was connecting all these things. Christ like Luffy, Big Mom the Whore of Babylon, Kaido the Dragon. Like, are there dragons in the Bible? I don't think there. Dragons are not, as far as I know, they're not a biblical occurrence. You said Gear 5 Luffy is Jesus? He might be cool. Yo, what up, Milo? So he's saying this right here, hold up. So apparently there's a, I guess a Bible verse or some shit. Referring to the return of Christ. His head and hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were a flame of fire. Whereas a flame of fire. I mean, the hair, yeah, he obviously his hair and his clothes are. I mean, the Bible does not even reference the clothes, but the hair looks kind of woolly, looks kind of puffy, and it's white. Fair. But the eyes, Oda has never focused on the eyes being red. We did not even guess that the eyes were red until much later, until I think even the anime. And even this, like, there's no fire. His eyes look pinkish, not red. There's no fire in his eyes. So he says, this still gets me. Christ like Luffy. So he's connecting Luffy to the Bible. The whore, Big Mom, the whore of Babylon, connecting Big Mom to the Bible, and then just random Kaido the Dragon. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but there should be no dragons in the Bible, as far as I know. Hold on, I'm pretty sure he has. Let me see. But I think even there, his eyes were either red or pink. Let me see. Oda, Luffy. Year 5 officially colored. Yeah, so this is the official, supposedly. And even here, the eyes are pinkish, not red. Cover page, yeah. I don't think there's a close-up of Luffy's face in a cover page. I mean, in Gear 5 at least. But the anime follows the original colors. I don't think it strays away from Oda's vision when it comes to colors. So both what we saw, the panel that we saw just now, and in the anime, they're more pink than red. Christ like Luffy defeats Kaido. Oh, here we go. Hold up. Christ like Luffy defeats Kaido and Big Mom. Relevation's dragon. They are cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. So he is connecting Kaido, a literal dragon, to a metaphorical dragon, cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. Is he gonna reference that they were punched and shot into like the core of the earth, or is he just gonna conveniently leave that out? They were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. The transformed Luffy reminds Imu of a messianic figure from the Void Century, named Joy Boy, the first pirate. That is so crazy to me. Like, this psychopath read all. Supposedly he reads One Piece on a weekly basis, or at least he's caught up. The return of Joy Boy, a divine pirate, would rebuke the divinized Imu, just as Christ of the Son of God rebuked Caesar Augustus, son of divinized Caesar. A divine king of pirates would imperil the world government's legitimacy. Later in the story, we meet a freed slave named Kuma, whose father taught him to wait the return of a sun god named Nika. In our world, Byzantine Christians emblazoned the Christogram alongside the Greek word nika, meaning Jesus Christ conquers, on churches and icons. This is the manga. He's Joy Boy being revealed, being the first pirate, is not in the anime yet. That should happen in a few weeks. He's straight up caught up to the manga, which is wild. So what is... I'm guessing this is a number? Christogram IC XC? I'm not... Alongside the Greek word nika, meaning Jesus Christ conquers. Let me Google this, see if this brings out anything. Okay, so it translates to Dutch, and it says a Greek abbreviation which stands for Jesus Christ. Okay, so IC means Jesus, XC means Christ. And here it says sometimes nika is added to it. With the full definition, what changed the definition into Jesus Christ conquers. Are you Palestinian? Nope, I'm not. So let me do Greek to English. And if I do nika, okay, so so that does not work. It does not recognize it. I need like the Greek alphabet in order to translate that properly. So nika in Greek, I guess, means winning or conquering. I guess. But the thing is, the thing that's like confusing me here, this would be something that like a lot of the fandom should be able to have picked up on, because when One Piece, when we reached Gear 5 for the first time, people were looking like throughout all the cultures in the world, like through the Japanese culture, Indian cultures, Egyptian, Greek, Roman, even Mayan history, looking into anything related to nika. I remember people even finding a form of Joy Boy or nika in like ancient African cultures. I don't necessarily remember which country it was from, but people were actually there were actually like drawings of people like doing the Joy Boy dance type thing. So like the whole nika thing, it's found in real life. Coincidentally, of course, it's found all over the world. But this, like being connected to Christianity, like the connection to Christianity, I've never seen anyone make that connection. More repackage the logic of one world or none. Hold up. More repackage the logic of one world or none to ask, Ozymandias or nuclear war? Okay. This man needs to stop using these words. Fuck! Oh, you bitch. Damn it. I closed the damn article on accident. Okay, yeah. So we're almost done with the article. Definition. Ozymandias has two main definitions. It is the Greek name for the ancient Egyptian pharaoh Ramesses, and more famously the title of son of Percy of. Like, thing is, there are obviously some connections to Christianity, but you can make that you can make that connection with every other culture or religion all throughout the world. He's like I've said it at the beginning of stream. His obsession with the Antichrist is so fucking weird, man. And the more I read this article, the weirder it gets. I think it was either last week or the week before that. He called Greta Thunberg the Antichrist. Like, so Greta Thunberg, like like a cousin like that. I know. Oh, that's rough. So Greta Thunberg, a activist who like fights for good, essentially. She's the Antichrist, and everyone opposing her is like on the side of Christianity. But in One Piece, he acknowledges that Emu is the bad by calling Emu the Antichrist, and Luffy, who's supposedly like, I guess, One Piece's version of Greta Thunberg in a way, if you want to make the comparison. Luffy is Christ, the supposed good guy. So what is going on in his brain that he cannot make that real life connection? Why does he see Luffy as Christ and Greta as the Antichrist? Like, am I tripping here, or yeah, the young girl, yeah, she's mainly a climate activist. Like, at first, when she was younger, like governments all over the world, like they were like abusing her notoriety to like make for public appearances, to how do you say it? To gain favors by the public. So they thought, how she entered. October 16th. Published. Peter Thiel thinks Greta Thunberg could be the Antichrist. And what else does he describe the Antichrist? Where's the first mention of Emu? As the dictator of a world government, Emu resembles the Antichrist. So in this guy's mind, this absolute fucking psychopath, this figure right here, who blew up an entire island, like erased it from existence for shits and giggles, is the same as this girl. So according to this guy right here, this and this are the exact same. And you know, a lot of people take his. I don't. That's the thing. I don't even know, because Peter Thiel is not that famous yet. Getting called? Oh yeah, don't worry about it. That's Peter Thiel is not as famous. People don't see. I can't talk. People don't really know about the existence of Peter Thiel, even though, as powerful as he is, like just through PayPal alone, everyone knows PayPal, everyone knows Elon Musk, but strangely, and that's by design. Like he's more low key than Elon Musk, but very few amount of people know about him, so he does not have that that fame. I would say. So let's finish this. Okay, so more repackages the logic of one world or none to ask Ozymandias or nuclear war. Since Watchmen ended and One Piece began, apocalyptic fears of artificial intelligence, climate change, and bioweapons have proliferated. Moore's argument might seem even stronger today, but Oda knows how to rebut it. What? Is he saying what I think he's saying? Moore's Jeremiah transpires minutes before midnight. Oda brings us 8 centuries into the reign of the Antichrists. Oda takes the dangers of science seriously. Emu uses a weapon resembling a nuclear bomb to make fire come down from heaven on Earth. But Vegapunk, the Einsteinian scientist behind the weapon, believes in science selfic power? In chapter 1113, he tells the world of lost technology suppressed by the world government. A child's illustration from the Void Century discovers in He mentioned the best. Holy. In chapter 1113, he tells the world of lost technology suppressed by the world government. A child's illustration from the Void Century, discovered in chapter 1138, shows that this old technology resembles our own. Enraged, the world government orders Vegapunk's execution. For philosophy, the question, one world or none, has but one answer, better red than dead. Theology reformulates the question, Antichrist or Armageddon? Neither, the Christian replies. He prays for new miracles, new technologies, new strange possibilities. Oda reminds us to hope for such a fantastical new things by defying us to reason with... Oda reminds us to hope for such a fantastical new thing by defying us to reason out how One Piece will end. Neither the apocalyptic anarchy of an ocean teeming with pirates, nor the sclerotic bureaucracy of Emu's world government can last. Oda must reveal a narrow third way. As little children, we have faith that... There is no shot he is both weighing. There is simply no shot that Oda looks at... not Oda, holy fuck, I am so sorry. There is no shot that Peter Thiel looks at the world government and Luffy and thinks there must be a middle path. You cannot look at both and saying both are bad. Now, hold up. What is... There's something that caught my attention here. Like, what is his conclusion? Like, what was the purpose of this whole article? Moore's argument might seem even stronger today. Wait, hold up. Since Watchmen ended and One Piece began, apocalyptic fears of artificial intelligence, climate change, and bioweapons have proliferated. Moore's argument might seem even stronger today, but Oda knows how to rebut it. What is Moore's argument? Moore's Jeremiah transpires minutes before midnight. Oda brings us 8 centuries into the reign of the Antichrist. Oda takes the dangers of science seriously. Imu uses a weapon resembling a nuclear bomb to make fire come down from heaven on Earth. But Vegapunk, the Einsteinian scientists behind the weapon, believes in science's salvific power. In chapter 11-13, he tells the world of a lost technology suppressed by the world government. Nah, this guy's mad coping. He is. Let me. So yes, Peter Thiel has an AI company. And here, I don't know who this Moore character is, but based on how I'm reading this paragraph, it seems like this Moore guy, or Moore woman, was warning of the dangers of climate change, AI, and bioweapons. And Thiel is saying that Oda is giving the proper counter arguments to that. He says Moore's arguments might seem even stronger today, but Oda knows how to rebut it. So once again, I don't know who this Moore person is, but he warns of climate change, bioweapons, and AI. And he says Moore's argument might seem even stronger today. Yes, because AI is out of fucking control. Climate change, there seems to be no stopping climate change. Bioweapons, I don't know too much about. But he says, but Oda knows how to rebut it. Rebut what? Oda brings us 8 centuries into the reign of the Antichrist. Oda takes the dangers of science seriously. Imu uses a weapon resembling a nuclear bomb to make a fire come down from heaven on Earth. But Vegapunk, the Einsteinian scientist behind the weapon, believes in the science's salvific power. He tells the world of a lost technology suppressed by the world government. A child's illustration from the Void Century, discovered in chapter 1138, shows that this old technology resembles our own. The world government orders Vegapunk. Okay. For philosophy, the question one world or none has but one answer. Better red than dead. Theology reformulates the question Antichrist or Armageddon. Neither, the Christian replies. He prays for new miracles, new technologies, strange new possibilities. Oda reminds us to hope for such fantastical new things that by defying us to reason out how One Piece will end. Neither the apocalyptic anarchy of an ocean teeming with pirates, nor a sclerotic gerontocracy of Imu's world. Government can last. Oda must reveal a narrow third way. As little children, we have faith that he... Okay, let's just for the sake of argument, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. Let's say that just for argument's sake, let's say that Peter Thiel's analysis of One Piece is 100% correct. Let's say he is absolutely fucking right. Does he not see that, according to Oda, according to One Piece, Peter Thiel would be part of said Antichrist? Does he not see that? Like, what is going on in that? Holy fuck. So he looks at One Piece, the story. So he looks at the story of One Piece. He sees the world government and he sees Luffy, and he says both sides are bad, and he hopes that Oda will find a third option for the real world. But in the One Piece story, Thiel would be on the side of Emu, and he acknowledges that Emu is the bad guy. Nah, this guy has the self-reflection of a dusty mirror. I am actually baffled. The one thing that I'm a little bit sad about is that my knowledge of Christianity is non-existent. I know almost nothing about it. So I cannot debunk nor confirm any of Oda's comparison of oh my shit! Why do I keep calling him? No, he is not. No. I should be punished for saying that. No. I forgot what I wanted to say, but yeah, so I'm a bit sad because I don't have as much knowledge of Christianity. So I can't deny nor confirm what Peter Thiel has said so far. Yo, Jay, what up? You came just in time. I finished this godforsaken article. So very, just to summarize, this shit stain, Peter Thiel, reads One Piece, acknowledges that the world governments are the bad guys, but he cannot translate that into the real world. He does not realize that so he calls Emu the Antichrist. Throughout the whole story, like throughout this whole article, he calls Luffy Christ and Emu the Antichrist. But he does not realize that in the One Piece story, he would be the Antichrist. One world or none? And he says, Antichrist or Armageddon? Neither, the Christian replies. He prays for new miracles, new technologies, and strange new possibilities. Oda reminds us to hope for such fantastical new things by defying us to reason out how One Piece will end. Neither the apocalyptic anarchy of an ocean teeming with pirates, nor the sclerotic gerontocracy, I still can't say the word, of Emu's world government can last. Oda must reveal a narrow third way. Unless the third way that he's talking about is the workers of the world uniting. That is the only fucking way. The average person must be elevated. They must be able to live normally, not live in poverty. If that's the secret third way that he has to figure out, that he cannot realize. Actually that makes perfect sense. That actually makes perfect sense. So he says either anarchy or Armageddon, or Antichrist or Armageddon, and he says neither. That needs to be a secret third way, and he just, for the love of Christ, ironically, for the love of Christ, he could not figure out what that third option is. Meanwhile, not a single. That's crazy. Not a single mention of Monkey D. Dragon. Not a single mention of Monkey D. Dragon. Because the likes of Monkey D. Dragon would be the ones directly opposing someone like Peter Thiel. And he knows calling Dragon Satan or the Antichrist is gonna make him sound even more ridiculous. Actually, no, he would probably call Dragon a terrorist. Let's be real. Whenever a revolutionary in the real world rises up, instantly, immediately they get called labeled a terrorist. Biggest example, or relative recent example is what's his face? Nelson Mandela. Throughout most of his life, or at least when he came into notoriety, he has been labeled a terrorist way until his presidency in South Africa. Yeah, no, I'm dead serious. Like I just said, Nelson Mandela, up until 2008, was labeled a terrorist. He had already become president, and he was still labeled a terrorist. Why? Because he fought apartheid. That was his crime. That was his crime to be called a terrorist. This article is actually bonkers, man. This is such a foul statement. Such a foul comparison. Big Mom, the whore of Babylon. I mean, essentially, he's not that much different from most One Piece fans. He has something he believes in. He has his own agendas. And he does everything in his power to make his agendas come true, essentially. So his whole take on One Piece is Luffy being Christ and Emu being the Antichrist. So what he does is he has his conclusion, he finds a connection to it, and just completely dries it. To be fair, Luffy ain't no saint. I'm not saying that. Nope. No one is a saint. No one is a saint. People are not... I'm not a saint. You're not a saint. Our parents are no saints. You can say that about literally everyone. But there is a difference between your neighbor, who's not a saint, and some fucking leader who's like gassing his own people. There's levels. There's not a saint, and there's just pure fucking dirt. And Luffy overall, saint or no saint, he is a genuine good guy. Shanks too, Roger too. They're no saints, but overall, they're solid guys. Like, you would be like, if you Shanks in real life, you'd be able to like have a drink with him. You'd be able to chill with him. You'd have a good time. You'd laugh. He'd make fun of you. You'd make fun of him, and then you go home. But can you say the same about Blackbeard? Historic human and bad guys. That's that's what I'm saying. Like, whenever people say Luffy is no saint, like, yeah, who is? There is no pure good person. There's no such thing. That is, like, I don't need to explain that. That's common sense. That's kindergarten levels of knowledge. But when I say there's, like, the argument of there being levels to someone's goodness, if you want to call it that, I would take my chances hanging out with Kaido than with with anyone from the world government. And I mean, for like the higher ups, I'll take my chances with fucking Kaido than anyone from CP0, anyone from CP9. That doesn't mean Kaido's a good guy at all. But I'll take my chances with Kaido over someone like the Gorosei or the Celestial Dragons or... No, Zebek. Zebek is a absolute fucking piece of shit. But we love him. Like, we enjoy Zebek's character so much. Like he's... How's Kaido better than Celestial Dragons? Are you actually asking? Are you actually asking that? Even if let's say that I agree with you that they are equally bad. Let's just go. Let's say that Kaido and the Celestial Dragons are equally bad. Tell me who you would rather hang out with. Just answer that question. Who would you rather hang out with, Kaido or any of the Celestial Dragons? None of them? Really? That's a... even knowing that I most likely will get absolutely fucking annihilated, I'll choose Kaido any day. Let's take it even further. Big Mom, who's not right in the head. I'll take my chances with Big Mom over the Celestial Dragons. At least Big Mom will kill me instantly. The Celestial Dragons will enslave me, while having Kizaru watch over me. Just me getting whipped, and in the distance hearing, "Oh, to, have you been kicked at the speed of light?" And even... how do I say it? Taking it even further. If you want to say that Kaido is as bad as Celestial Dragons, I would still choose Kaido, knowing I'll get fucked up, because at least Kaido has the strength to back it up. I can at least respect his strength. The Celestial Dragons though got shit. At least Kaido built something of his own. The Celestial Dragons, they're pieces of shit. Nah. I'd rather die being killed by a drunk, strongest creature in the world than by fucking Charlos. Kaido only takes you very strong, the same... It's like Shaman tried to recruit Loki. You're not strong, aligned with his morals. I'm not denying that. I'm talking straight up from a personality standpoint. Celestial Dragons don't have strength. They have political power. They have Cypherpole backing them. They have the admirals backing them. They have the Gorosei overlooking them. They have guns, I guess, if you want to call that strength. Charles got his ass beat by fucking Mjosgard. Neverwoods and emu powers. Who? I said... You're talking about the Gorosei. The Gorosei, the Gods Knights and Emu. That is like a small group of the overall Celestial Dragons. And if you were talking about between Kaido and Emu, I'll definitely take my chances with Kaido. What the fuck? I just entered. Yo, what up, Lucas? Hey, nah, do not disrespect Big Mom. This is an article written by a psychopath billionaire who is obsessed by the Antichrist and has written an entire article comparing the story of One Piece to our world being taken over by the Antichrist. Yeah, but they back each other? What? Like the Celestial Dragon, like the God Knights backing the regular Celestial Dragons? I get that, but I was talking about the Celestial Dragons individually, like someone like Charlos. Charlos ain't got no strength. He has political power. That's different. He does not have physical. Him physically he's got no strength. You could not tell me that he. I take Charlos pick him up, put him on an island, isolate him. No one else. Puts any citizen in One Piece. The average Celestial Dragons has no. They don't know how to fight. All they have is a gun and their political power. Their power comes from the protection, like you said, but individually, they don't got shit. So yeah, like he's right here. It's calling Luffy Christ-like Luffy because supposedly, apparently, Jesus is supposed to come back with his hair white and like wool-ish, and eyes fire red. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Individually, yeah, that's what I meant. I cannot say the same about the average Kaido soldier. Like the average Kaido fodder soldier. He'll beat my ass. Like I don't want to get my ass beat by fucking Giraffe Man. It's bullshit at its finest, but it is an actual Bible verse, I guess, here. Luffy transforms into the Christ of Revelation 1:14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as flame of fire. And if I just copy this part, paste this. Revelation 1:14 describes the resurrection of Jesus Christ as having hair like wool, as white as snow, and eyes like flame of fire. The hair fits, but the eyes are not there, man. Like, you can say anything about Luffy in Gear 5. Yeah, the hair is there, but his eyes are pink at best. Like, there's no fire in his eyes. Yeah, there's a reason why. Yeah, because of this. Peter. Oh no, not that. This is why I had Greta up. So I was making. So this says Peter Thiel thinks Greta Thunberg could be the Antichrist, and in this article, where is it? As the dictator of the world government, Emu resembles the Antichrist. So in the One Piece story, he recognized that Emu is supposed to be the bad guy, or as he calls it, the Antichrist. But in the real world, apparently Greta Thunberg is the Antichrist. A random activist. So there's something in his brain that does not work. Like something in his brain that connects dots does not work. For some reason, he does not realize that he would be a celestial dragon in the One Piece story. Or as he calls it, that he would be the Antichrist. I wonder if what Oda thinks of any of this. I have no idea. Like, Apparently he works insanely long days and sleeps like for what, 4 hours a night? But I don't know if that's accurate anymore, because as of late, like whenever chapter drops, we get like a quote from Oda, and every time he's like talking about how he goes out for dinner and stuff. So maybe lately he has more time to like just chill and just like watch stuff and just have fun. But if Oda is aware of any of this, I have no idea. I think maybe like with the protests and the One Piece flag, like the One Piece Jolly Roger, the Straw Hats Jolly Roger being like a symbol of protest. I would say that maybe like caught his attention or like reached his radar. But other than that, this article, I don't think this has reached Oda's radar at all, because you have to be that not many people know who Peter Thiel is. Maybe he's something. Maybe he's something. Do this just. I mean, yeah, that's the basis of it. But like, there's a lot of like real life parallels to One Piece. I don't know if she. But we've seen the video of you. Oh, we're talking about Greta? I've seen the video of her. No, I have not. Like, how old is that bit? I don't know. Like, what was she doing for money? Because in the last year, I'm not even aware of what she does, but like whenever something related to Greta reaches my radar lately, she's doing something for Palestine. Like she sailed to Gaza twice. No, twice got abducted by the Israeli government. Undercover agent. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Link me that shit. Let's take a look at it. Which undercover agent? Like who? From which agency? What FBI, CIA? Like if that shit was legit, that would have been like huge fucking news, because people absolutely fucking despise her. Something like that would break the news. She would get the fame to like no ends. The fact that it got no motion. Repel said, hell yeah, let's go, Dark Knight. Random reporter. Okay. Well, okay, fair. These rumors. Sheridan General Chat. Well, you do that. Whatever it is, I'll look into it. I'm just saying, be very fucking cautious with the shit you see. One Piece theory tomorrow. I'm in a bit of a pickle right now because there's something that's withholding my schedule. I have like 5 or 6 new manga that I want to read. One of which I've already started on YouTube. And it just happened to be around at the same time that this fucking shit came out. And this is so fucking long. But as for One Piece theories, I have no theories myself. I think this article they can reach like... I know. I do Kingdom streams. Like, no one joins my Kingdom streams. I stream this shit because I want to. I stream Kingdom because I want to. I like the story. So I read Kingdom on stream. No one ever joins the Kingdom streams anymore. Yeah, but it's reached me, and it's something I am interested in. So I will read it. If it's something that I'm interested in, I will read it. If not, like with JJK, I will drop it. I gave JJK a try. Gave it multiple chances, did not interest me, so I dropped it. Whether it gave me viewers or not, did not give a shit. Kingdom does not give me an audience at all. Maybe people watch the stream like afterwards. Does not give me any viewers at all, but I still do it. Whether my One Piece live reactions, whether they give me 100 streams, 100 viewers, or no viewers at all, I'll be here every fucking Friday reading the chapter to no one. Oh shit, you dropped this. Damn, good shit. Thanks for the sub, man. I know every stream once again, thank you very much for the sub. I know every stream I keep saying like, yeah, drop a like on the stream, help me reach 500 subs. But if I was doing it for the views, I would have quit a long time ago because what, I've been doing this for like what, 2.5 years? If I did this for the views, I would have been mad depressed by now. I'm doing this simply because I like to. I do what I want on this stream. Like, I'm going to start Ichi the Witch, Gachikuta, and I'm 100% sure that those two are not gonna get me any views whatsoever. Still gonna stream it, or at least upload it. Alright, you have a good day. See you later. It's a bit of a shame because since last chapter, not last week, but the week before that, we got an unexpected break. So I thought maybe we'll get a chapter anyway because we missed a week. But did not happen to be the case. So we're in break week right now, and that's why I'm doing this. I kind of ran out of ideas for One Piece streams. Because I've had a list of like to-do lists that I wanted to do whenever One Piece was on break. But right now I've ran out. I did the NL backstory, I did the Ace novels, I still have still have Luffy's dream that I can delve more into. But the last one was still too recent. Although I could expand it. Oh, okay, that gave me an idea. So I have... Where is it? There it is. Oh, let me just... So I have this, which I did for the One Piece, for Luffy's... So I did a stream a while ago, trying to figure out Luffy's dream. I can build upon it further. So this is a Luffy's dream. Even though it's a big mystery, it's a small speck in the overall One Piece story. So I could like expand this type of stream into not just exploring what Luffy's dream could be, but like anything even remotely close to it. Might have to look more into it. Because there is something here. That was something that I actually... Actually, no, actually, ooh. I can build upon this. We can delve further into Luffy's dream, because now we have seen even more. We're probably gonna... Oh. So now with the God Valley flashback, we're seeing quite a bit of Roger. And I feel like maybe right now in God Valley, we're going to see the reason why Roger thinks that there's a final island. Like, why was Roger not satisfied when he got to the end of the Grand Line? Why did he have a feeling that there was something more? And I feel like he's going to see something in God Valley. I mean, I guess I can turn this into a monthly thing. Like, just do this whenever One Piece is on break. But it's going to be very limiting if I keep it... If I limit it to just Luffy's dream. Because there's only so much that we can squeeze out on a weekly basis. But yeah, we were at the article. This whole article is kind of... So it took me a while. It took me... I could not see where he was going with his vision of this whole article. Like, well, by the end I was wondering what was the purpose of writing this article? Like, what was his goal? Like, what point was he trying to get across? But I guess it just boils down to Peter Thiel being a fucking idiot. He's a fucking dumbass. That he's too brain dead to realize that he would be on the side of the world government. Actually, no, that is not even, that is too mild to say it like that. He is right now on the side of our supposed world government. So he says, for philosophy, the question, one world or none, has but one answer. Better red than dead. Theology reformulates the question, Antichrist or Armageddon? Neither, the Christian replies. He prays for new miracles, new technologies, and strange new possibilities. So he looks, once again, he looks at the world government, and he looks at the pirates, and he says there has to be a middle path. Not realizing that he, right now, in the current world, does not realize that he is said Antichrist, that in the One Piece story, he would be part of the world government. And he's looking for a middle path, and he does not realize what said middle path is. One Piece reminds us to hope for such fantastical new things by defying us to reason out how One Piece will end. Neither the apocalyptic anarchy of an ocean teeming with pirates, nor the sclerotic gerontocracy of Emu's world government can last. So, translating that to our real world, neither our current rule can last, nor I guess in our world, pirates would be, I guess you can equate that to crime, I guess, or something related to that. Because pirates in the One Piece world, they don't just become pirates for shits and giggles. As we see with Luffy, Ace, Sabo, I guess even Kid. A lot of pirates become pirates because they don't got shit. They're poor. They come from dirt poor countries. The countries are not. They can't afford the holy tribute to the world government. So they get abandoned. It's teeming with crime, infested with pirates. So those people who can sail out to sea, becoming pirates themselves. You can still see that in our current world. Crime is fed by poverty. People don't just do crime for the sake of crime. At least poor people don't. People commit crimes because they're desperate, they're helpless, they don't see any other way. Or they see that taking a regular job doesn't pay. You work yourself to death. Which they don't see as an answer either. So if our current political system does not work, cannot hold, and the crime rates are supposedly rising, even though there's the numbers does not necessarily prove that. What other way is there? People are not able to, people are struggling more and more every single year, just buying basic groceries. Right now, just for me myself, I make more money than ever. I started working full-time 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I was making just basically minimum wage. Right now, I make over 1,000 euros more a month. Right now, I'm struggling more to do groceries compared to back then, because groceries have more than tripled in terms of price. A jar of peanut butter costs 5 fucking euros. That shit is not normal. So it's only a matter of, like, health insurance has almost tripled since I first had health insurance. Gas prices for, like, just at home, just to heat your house, it went from 50 to 150. This is not sustainable. So, like, what happens when people stop being able to afford their shit? What if this keeps up, there will come a point where I'm not able to afford all this. I would not be able to afford food. I would not be able to afford gas, health insurance. Even my mortgage is going to end up getting too expensive if this shit stays like this, and if prices just keep rising and rising. And if that happens, it's not going to be just me. It's going to be people all over. So where does it stop? And what would said middle way be that fucking Thiel is talking about? I mentioned it earlier. It is fucking ridiculous that Peter Thiel does not see that answer, and he does not, and it's ridiculous that he does not see that he is part of the problem. Greed is the big fucking problem. Specifically corporate greed. I'm not talking about individual greed, that is a whole different story, but greed in general gets celebrated. Billionaires are celebrated because of their greed, as if they've accomplished something big by being greedy. So what would be the solution to solve said supposed crimes that are happening? Once again, I said it earlier. Workers of the world unite. That statement always sounded way too fantastical for me. I've always agreed with it, but I always thought it was too big, I guess, or too fantastical to reach that high, I guess, if that makes sense. But then not too long ago, I came to a realization. So the country where I live is a tax haven for corporations. Like Shell, for some reason, has their main office here in the Netherlands. So same goes for Google. They have their main office and their main servers here in the Netherlands. Unilever has their main office here in the Netherlands. They all come here because we exempt them from tax for a lot of stuff. So they come here in order to not pay taxes. So the counter argument for a lot of people here to not raise their taxes is because they would then leave and take all the jobs with them. First of all, let's say that's true. So my argument would be, let them fucking leave. We don't need them here. If they don't pay taxes, if they don't contribute to our society, fuck off. But then comes the other arguments. What if they actually leave and that actually becomes a problem? What is the solution to that? What if they just leave to another country? And that's when that sentence popped into my mind. I was like, oh, we actually do need to dream that big. You can't just limit the rise of the working class to one country. It has to be a worldwide thing so that the rich fucking pricks have nowhere to escape. So if a worldwide revolution happens, said billionaires can have nowhere to escape, and they would be forced to pay their fucking taxes, wherever they are. And of course, it sounds fucking ridiculous the way I said it, because it's too fucking fantastical. It's too utopian, I guess. People are too fucking brain dead to realize who to blame. People are too worried about immigrants stealing jobs, supposedly, which is fucking bullshit. People think trans people are the problem, which is fucking bullshit. People somehow now going back, after accepting gay people being humans, are now going back to like hating, like the homophobia is on the rise again, which is fucking bullshit. All because people are too fucking stupid to realize why everyone is struggling right now. I know I'm all over the place, rambling about bullshit. I know I'm not making any sense because I suck at talking. But the whole point is people are struggling everywhere, worldwide. People are all over the world are struggling financially in some way, shape, or form. But most people are too fucking stupid. They don't realize that it's the fucking millionaires that are to blame for that. They hoard all the money. They don't give, and they don't pour anything back into the economy. They don't pay taxes. And thus, because of that, so you have the liberals who pretend that everything is fine, and people hate liberals, which makes sense. I fucking hate liberals myself. But then because the liberals don't explain why shit is so bad right now, in come people like Trump, or in my country Wilders, or that fucking weirdo in Argentina or in Hungary. Far right people are on the rise because liberals have left a vacuum open to be exploited by those far right wingers. So what happens is these far right wingers come in, they explain to people, they fucking lie to people. They acknowledge that people are struggling. They say, yeah, you're struggling. Yeah, it's insane that groceries are so expensive. Why can't you get healthcare? That is insane. You should be able to get healthcare. They agree with us on like the problems that exist, but then they take a left turn. They don't guide our anger to the right people. They put blame back to us to keep the people fighting among each other. Like all these questions that I just said. Like why are groceries so expensive? Why can't you get healthcare? Why is gas so expensive? Why is gas for cars and like gas for in your home so expensive? It's because of the damn immigrants. They're coming here, taking your jobs. They're getting free money from the government. And people believe that. People believe that fucking bullshit. So they blame the people with the least amount of power. People who have fled their country for whatever reason, whether it's economical reasons or because of war, because of terrorism, whatever you want to call it. They come to the one place where it's supposedly safer and slightly better. And now they come here and then they get persecuted by fucking dumbasses. And it's all... And every time they move the goalposts, because it started... Back then they started like, I guess you could say with black people. They would put the blame on black people. And it worked to a certain extent, and then people started like seeing that okay, black people are just people, just like us, which is, I guess, a crazy thing to realize afterwards. So I guess that the argument of like it's the blacks, quoting them, that are causing all these problems starts to decrease in popularity. So in comes a new. So they need to find new scapegoats. It's the gays. They bring us AIDS and all that sort of stuff. And suddenly, the rise of homophobia happens. And people start mass voting right-wing because supposedly the gays are causing all the problems. And then a social movement happens. People start accepting gays again, which is how it should be. People start accepting gays, and then the argument for hating gay people, for blaming gay people for everything starts to decrease. Fast forward to 2008. The big economical crisis that happened way back then. People then, something interesting then happened. Occupy Wall Street. People realized, oh shit, it's Wall Street. They're the ones who fucked this shit up. They ruined us. We are in this situation because of Wall Street. So people start actually protesting Wall Street. People started, for once, actually protesting, fighting against the right people. So that what happened? They found the most effective scapegoat because there's not that many around. Trans people. people, huge campaign against trans people started. And since you don't really come across them as much, or at least you don't see them as much, people cannot really say, oh, I actually know a trans person, they're actually pretty nice. So they start believing that shit. And now that argument has like stood for so strong for so long. People are now still buying into it, believing it, and still voting right wing because of it. My former boss, so like the boss where my job where I worked for, where I worked prior to this one, almost the entire damn company voted for Wilders, our version of Trump, because, and I quote, if I vote left, oh no, they said the left will let trans people touch our children, which is the most insane fucking thing. And I was, like, my boss straight up said that. Like, he said, I voted Wilders because of the reason that I just said. And I didn't know what to say. I was fucking baffled. And it wasn't just him, it was fucking everyone. Another one voted for Wilders because he said, Wilders are gonna fix the wages. Which, there was no proof for that. Even though Wilders has said it. He won the election, and then what happened? First vote. Raising the minimum wage. Voted against it. Not a single person in my office knew that. Now we have a new election in about 2 weeks, or next week actually. And there's a chance that people are still gonna vote for him, and I don't know how to convince people, because there's no talking with them. Like, their hatred towards minorities is it blinds them so much. You explain to them what's going on. Okay, thanks, I guess. Welcome to the stream. I would say. Okay, thanks, I guess. Weird way to start a conversation for the first time in chat, but fair, I guess. I mean, I'm just rambling, but I'll take it. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, whatever. It's a weird ass prank, but fine. Whatever floats your boat. Let me take a look at the polling. From which date is this? Okay, so I'm guessing these are... Okay, from 2 days ago. These are the polls in my country. So there's an election in about 10 days. I think in 10 days, or less even. And once again, the party with at the top in the polls is the fucking Wilders party, followed by another right-wing party, followed by a medium right-wing party, followed by a far-right party, followed by a centrist party, followed by a right-wing party, and then the first left-wing party at 2%. So at the top, PVV with 22% at the top in the polls, like straight up Nazi party. CDA, a Christian right-wing party, at 16%. And then the second highest is a center party at 16%. Then VVD, a far right-wing party at 10%. D66 at 9% right-wing party. Ja, 21, 9%. And then the first actual left-wing party is stuck at 4%. Second left-wing party at 3%. We're fucking doomed. This country is gonna keep voting far right until it fucking collapses. Until the entire country collapses. This country hasn't had a left-wing government since the 70s. The country hasn't had a government since the 70s. But supposedly all the problems are caused by the left-wing parties. Make it make sense. I guess our only somewhat saving grace is that this party blocks a majority rule for the right-wing parties. I guess that's the only hope, somewhat. But other than that, we are fucking fucked. Absolutely fucked. I think I'm done for today. I've rambled for quite a bit. I don't think I've been coherent at all. I don't think I've said a single sentence properly. I don't think I've uttered a single correct sentence, but it is what it is, I guess. I'll just keep it like that. I'll just keep that. Man, I still cannot put out a single proper sentence. New elbaf. Yo, Nupama Sarkar, welcome to the stream. New elbaf gonna release? You mean in the anime? The anime is gonna take a few months before we get to elbaf. But for the manga, chapter's gonna release next week. Anime, I mean, I think it's gonna take a few months. Because the Vagabond broadcast just started. And I think it's gonna take maybe another 10 episodes before we finish Egghead. So we'll probably enter elbaf in January, if all goes well. Idiot. Oh, someone dropped a sub. Whoever that was, thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. We'll get COVID 30 before elbaf. Oh god, I hope not. Although COVID 30, that will mean a new COVID variant in 2030 would be out. Because the name COVID-19 was based on the year 2019. And I was kind of bummed out that we didn't get a chapter this week, but it is what it is. I'm so hyped for next chapter. I really hope we get an emo reveal, man. One Piece will cook? I mean, One Piece has been cooking. Has been cooking for ages. Where's my bingo card? I have a bingo card somewhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so this is my God Valley bingo card. So this is my prediction of what we can expect, or what will happen. So far, the craziest one might happen. Is that a cat? Yep, that's my cat, Theo. Hey, Theo. My little kitty cat. So I spent about an hour and a half making this bingo card. And supposedly the craziest one will be the first one to happen. Emu full reveal. But not even that, because the craziest one would be this one. If we get a Joy Boy reveal in this... If we get a Joy Boy reveal in God Valley, that would be so fucking wild. That would actually go down as the best flashback in the entire story. The Garlings will get revealed? Garling's what will get revealed? Because so far Garling has been he's been getting his shit on. All that's been revealed about Garling is that he's a fraud. The fucking annihilated. Shamrock? What about Shamrock? A Shamrock will be... I mean, Shamrock has... He was already shown as a baby. The craziest thing is, we are most likely going to get a second Rocks flashback. Like, this flashback shows only Rocks. Shows only one half of Rocks' story. Some fans speculate that... Bro, are you... Hold up. Are you anime only? Like, are you not caught up to the manga? Wait, no, you know the name Shamrock, so you're caught up to the manga. That doesn't add up. Name one hockey monster. Bro, what are you saying? What is a hockey monster? But yeah, I'm gonna end this shit here. I'm gonna end this shit here. I've streamed for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think I'm done. I've rambled for too long, have not been coherent for a single minute. Have not been able to put out one proper sentence. So I'm done for today. Thank you all for joining. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. I will see you guys next time on Saturday for Tokyo Ghoul. Peace out.